G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of the Inner City Hermit. Yes, I almost stuttered there. I said Inner City Home. That would be where I live. Inner City Hermit. That is the name of the damn podcast. Get it out, Matsen. I'm actually tripped out at the moment. I'm tripping balls because Kia is going on holidays. She's left me. She's left me by myself in this giant place by myself, and I am just confused, and I did grocery shopping by myself, and anyway, it's just a big old experience. But unfortunately, because the camera is her camera, I had to let her take the camera. But I've got an old camera, so it's just as good. You'll probably notice the color is a little bit off in this video. The only reason that is because I'm doing it at night. It's been a busy week, so I'm trying to fit this one in because I think I need it. I need a bit of therapy. I love a good midweek potty. But yeah, so excuse the color and that. You'll probably make it a little bit yellow. I'll see what I can do with editing, but I'm an absolute clown at editing, so you most likely just have to grit and bear it through this one. The other thing that's a little bit weird is this is an older camera, so the screen doesn't actually like back around so I can see myself. So I'm literally just going off the cuff here, making sure. I've probably got some shit on my face or something, but I don't know. I'm just hoping that the whole thing actually records the entire time. Otherwise, I have got no idea if this thing's even recording. Let's just fucking hope and pray that it does. But yeah, like I said, I needed this podcast because not in a bad way, nowhere near in a bad way, but because I have just been, I guess because I'm in my place by myself at the moment because Kia's off doing her thing, traveling, which is really good. I'm so glad she is doing that. But it does leave me a lot of how would I say this? Like a lot of silence. There's no like general chit chat or just other noise around the apartment. I got Luna here. She's my best mate. So if you're watching the video, you'll see a little pup next to me. She doesn't really leave my side now that Mum's gone. But if you are listening, she is, she's just asleep. She's been on a big walk. But yeah, it's, and I guess I'm really motivated now because it's just me, and I've got a lot of time to fill in. So I have been listening to so many podcasts, and I thought about it, and it's so weird. The way I look at podcasts now, like I kind of put them on now, and of course I'm still interested in them, but I'm always still like looking at the different ways people conduct podcasts, different ways people speak in podcasts. Definitely, really looking into how to properly, interview someone. Definitely, I just realized the fan is on. I'll just turn off that fan. Probably why there was a little bit of wind in the background. I wondered why I could hear that. This is why it's great having playback in your ears. But yeah, and I've really been like kind of analysing, I guess, the art of podcasting, because it is getting to a point where podcasting is one of those things where it's such a saturated market that you can't just chuck on a mic and a camera anymore. And people are listening. You're competing with so many other people. Not that it's competing, but you gotta separate yourself from the crowd, and you gotta get better at it. And I feel like I'm kind of constantly working on the way I speak, and I guess my job really helps that as well because I'm kind of always presenting something. So yeah, I've been really motivated, really into it, and of course I've been really into just being a bit of a fly on the wall. Since Kia's been away, how would I explain it? Kind of been like anti-social, if that makes any sense. Like I've been kind of by myself a lot without anyone around, but I'm also still going through like the gym and work and all that, still talking to people. So it's a really odd feeling. I think when you are alone, I guess it's definitely... How do I put this into words? When you're alone, you realize what's going on in your own head. And I think that's really important for a lot of people to kind of have that alone time, that, sense, like that away time, that time to think. And you really start to think about yourself, the things you do. And I've been doing a lot of thinking, especially about this, because I feel like, whoever's listening or whatever, you're listening on, or whether you're watching, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of just getting off my chest, what's on my chest. And that's something that I don't really get to do often. So it feels really good. And I think that's why I just keep coming back. So I always kind of get a little bit sentimental and a little bit, I dive into my own feelings and stuff like that through this. Because I guess as I'm talking and I can't stop talking, you start to realize things as they come out. So yeah, moral of the story is I'm doing a lot of thinking, doing a lot of writing, I just feel mentally good. I feel really good, which is, it's one of those things that I don't really feel, as in, I get really anxious at times, and at the moment I'm kind of feeling like I'm kind of mastering the art of feeling okay. So, and that's really good. So if anyone else is feeling a little bit that way, or maybe, I don't know, so you got some shit going on. No, everyone's got their own things to deal with. So you just keep pushing on. But, hopefully you're in the car driving, or you're just sitting down for brekkie on a Saturday morning and life's good and you're feeling great. You're listening to the hermit. He's telling you the things about himself that you can really resonate with, and you just feel like you're not alone. So if that's you, I really appreciate you listening. But before Kia obviously went overseas, girls always have to do some shopping. Always have to do shopping. You got to get new clothes and new whatever. You got to make it all a new outfit for the gram. But actually, no, Kia was actually getting work clothes. But I went along for the ride anyway. But I was thinking in the car, I just thought about it. I was like, we spend so much money on clothes. Like it doesn't make any sense. And the thing that I'll never understand, and I'll never ever ever understand it, is why people spend money on clothes that are animal print. It doesn't make any sense. So you pay $100 to look like a fucking zebra. I've never once, and even down to lingerie that's leopard print. Somewhere along the lines, that was considered sexy. What the fuck is sexy about a leopard? I don't know. Because leopards are fucking terrifying. Why on earth would you want a woman to dress like a leopard? I mean, if it makes you feel sexy and great, that's on you. But man, what's wrong with just black? Just wear a black, a black shirt. Why does it have to be panther? Panther's black. So I guess we always wearing animal print. I guess. But still, a zebra. What would there's nothing, zebras look clumsy as fuck. Why would you want to look like a zebra? Or I've never heard a dude come up to me and been like, oh man, check that girl in the zebra top. She looks fierce. She looks, like she's from the plains of Africa. It doesn't make any sense. Could you imagine, and this is the other thing, a chick wearing leopard print is, all good. She looks sexy. It's amazing. Could you imagine if a bloke wore leopard print? You'd think he was a psycho. What do you, and my brain is doing circles. But the funniest thing was, at this shop that I was at, this leopard print shirt was the most expensive item they had. And it wasn't even a real, I don't know. Just why patterns are weird. Who would have looked at a zebra one time and just thought, you know what, that would look great as a bra. That would be the last thing on my mind. It doesn't make sense. Clothing in itself is just weird. Those items of clothing that you wear ironically and then they kind of take off? People think they're kind of like Crocs. Crocs are the dumbest shoes ever. They're like the thongs, they're like a thong's stupid younger brother. You're just like, oh, you do the same job, but you're kind of shitty. And it's like, but because there's like a cult following around Crocs, they're kind of cool. Like, I remember buying a pair of Crocs from Big W when I was like 17 because I thought they were cool. And like, you kind of wear them as a joke, but then they kind of take, clothing is just weird. Like, and the fact that everyone has their own style of clothing too. Like, I mean, I definitely am like that. Like, I have a specific style of clothing, and it seems stupid because like I would pay out someone who doesn't wear the type of clothing I wear, which is kind of stupid. Well, I to be honest, I don't really do that all that much anymore because, you know, everyone's got their own lane. But I just remember I used to get really, I don't know, I used to like, I guess, hate on the dudes that used to wear like, you know, button-up shirts and all that sort of stuff. I've got no idea why. Maybe I was self-conscious about myself. But like, I guess maybe it's because I could never, like if I wore that, because like, you know, I'm pretty short. I'll say it. I'm like, give or take, I'm like a high 5 feet something. 5, like, I don't know, 5'9". Maybe. I can't, you know how tall dudes just always look better in, you know, tight, long dress pants and a shirt tucked in. See, if I tuck my shirt in, I look like a fucking Oompa Loompa. It just looks stupid. But then if I wear like a t-shirt to like a really nice place, then I look underdressed. And then it's so funny. Like, it's kind of like we're tribal with the clothing we wear. It doesn't make any sense. And then it gets even, you know, when you look at like gangs where they have to wear a specific color, it doesn't get really more tribal than that. It's real weird. Humans are so weird. When you analyze humans just as, you know, an animal, take away all like, you know, intellect and all that sort of jazz and just look at them as just like an animal. We are so weird. Like, we have our own currency where we buy things in it, like we exchange something for something, and we still like, some of us still hate each other even though we're the same thing. Like, I've never seen, you know, like frogs. And actually, you know, I just saw a video of a frog wrestling, so maybe not them. But like, that's like a shark hating another shark. You're like the same thing. Why do we hate each other? And then you dress a certain way and associate with people who have the same ideas as you, which is just weird. Like, could you imagine if 2 cows came together and was like, yeah, I make milk. And they're like, oh, same. Oh, let's all hang together. Oh, nah, that dude doesn't make any milk. Fuck him. Don't worry about him. It doesn't make any sense. I guess we've evolved to a point where we can communicate at such a high level that we've lost the ability to communicate properly. It's so weird. And then we're all just wearing animal print. We're doing that while we're wearing leopard print scarves. Fuck, man. Like, that's a good way to fuck yourself up in the head. Crazy as. And then the worst thing is, we're so evolved that then we created like mutations of other animals. Like, I went walking the other day, and a friend of mine's got a little sausage dog, a little dachshund. Man, you haven't seen a weird moment till you've seen a dachshund trying to poo. Like, if you know how dogs poo, they like, you know, stand their butt a little bit. They stand like their legs, you know, close. I'm doing my hand thing. So if you're listening to this, I apologize. Just picture a dog taking a dump. But their legs go a little bit closer to their front legs. Now, unfortunately, dachshunds, because their fucking bodies are so elongated, it takes them so long to try and get their tiny little feet up to their front feet. So they literally look like a pretzel trying to take a dump. And we've done that to them. And we're like, oh my God, they're so cute. But we've literally made this dog's shitting habits so hard. The poor things can't even poo properly. But we're just like, oh, they're so cute, I love them. And they are cute. But it's like, we've evolved so much that we're making other animals evolve in different ways. What? It doesn't make any sense. God, I haven't even written any of this down. I'm just focusing too much on us as humans. Oh, it's hurting me head. It's hurting my head. Far out. Anyway, I went on a night out the other night. Actually, I went for a mate's bucks party. I haven't been out in ages. Out properly, like I'm talking out until the sun comes up, because I'm obviously not a big party animal. I'm past that stage of my life. I've hung up the old drinking shoes, but sometimes I'll bring them out of retirement every so often. But we went out to a club, and as you guys, if you are a long-time listener, meaning you've listened to 12 episodes or 11 episodes, you would know that I hate clubbing. I get anxious. I hate dancing. People annoy me. I just fucking hate everyone. No, that's a lie. I don't hate everyone, but I just don't like social where everyone's together, everyone's drinking, and I'm just not a fan. But I had a couple drinks and I was feeling good, and I went to the bathroom and saw my mate there, and of course, because I'm really hyped up and it's his bucks party, I can't wait. I give him a big old smack on the bum. Nah, it wasn't my mate. So I've just smacked this dude's ass in the toilet of a club whilst drunk, and wasn't him. That is a fantastic way to sober yourself up, if you need a quick way to sober yourself up, because as soon as old mate turned around and I realised it wasn't my mate, and he looked at me, and I can tell you two things that were going through his brain. He was thinking, yep, I probably don't even need to tell you what he was thinking, but there was two things. One of them was he probably wanted to punch me in the face, and the second one was he probably thought I was of a different sexual preference. So lucky enough, I did explain myself, that I said, sorry, mate, thought you were my mate. But even after that, you've just smacked a random bloke on the butt, and now you're explaining how, sorry, mate, I was actually meant to smack this other dude on the ass. So you look like a bit of a tit. And I was lucky enough the guy didn't punch me in the face. I think he wanted to, though. I think I got that vibe from him that he wanted to throw hands, which would have been terrifying for me, because I wouldn't have been up for that. Definitely not that close to a urinal. Not a fan. But yeah, it was. And I realised how you don't really think things through sometimes when you do it. Like, it's not even like repercussions like that. It's just, you're thinking, I don't know. That wasn't my best move. So I should probably ease up on the ass slapping. I think it's a sport thing. When you you G'd up, smack it. Still, Anyway, crazy world we live in. Just had a great night. I think bucks parties and hens parties are interesting. Because I definitely think bucks parties and hens parties really, I think, emphasize the differences in females and males. And I mean, this is a generalization. So please, if you're a gender Nazi, please don't murk me. But my mate had his bucks party, and it was very like touch and go. Like, we had some stuff organised, we had some dress ups organised, but it was more, just having a good time. But I've seen like a whole bunch of hens parties lately. I don't know, it must be the age, everyone's kind of getting married. But, ladies, you know how to plan shit. Like, it is, the hens parties I've seen are so perfectly organised, with perfect things set up and all that sort of stuff. Like, it is so down to like the minute detail. Like, I've seen some ridiculous platters. Like, platters are like the main thing I'm seeing, and they are phenomenal compared to like dudes who we bring like 4 packets of chips and a carton of piss, and we just like go with it. So it's really funny seeing that, and this is coming from someone who's like quite organised and quite clean. When I'm planning something like a bucks or a night out, I seriously don't care. Whatever happens, happens. Whereas girls, you always have things perfectly organised, and like you're dressed so perfectly similar. It's hilarious, and it really shows like the difference between men and women in organising stuff. Like, men just don't care as much. We just kind of go with the flow with whatever happens. So, like, they're weird. They're probably one of those there's not many of them nowadays, and like this, in the 2000s, in 2019, where everyone's woke, there's not many distinct differences between men and women. But organising a bucks and a hens party, the differences are so clear. Like, it's so crazy. But, at the end of the day, we're all there for a good time. So either way, it works. But yeah, anyway, I had a great time. And I think it's cool when you get to that age, you kind of get out of the 21st. You get that year where everyone's turning 21. There's always parties on. And then the next one is everyone starts getting married, which is, it's terrifying for me. Like, I'm like, man, it was like yesterday I was graduating high school. Now I've got a full-time job. And now everyone's getting married. It's like a whirlwind, and it just doesn't stop. I don't know. Don't stress about that. But, and, on the side of growing up, I bloody bought myself a new car. So the 98 Corolla's getting the flick. I think I'm going to cop $200 for it when they take it to the wreckers. It's going to be crazy. I got a big boy car. Yeah. There's always things that happen. When you think you're an adult, you think you got all your shit sorted. You're like, I'm finally an adult. I'm finally ready. And then you do something like you buy a car and you read through like paperwork. And then you realize, oh shit, I've got no idea what I'm doing. I still have no idea. I'm still a child in my brain. So I've recently just kind of looked into buying a new car. Well, I've actually have bought a new car, which I'm excited about it. I can't wait. It's exactly what I want. When you get something that's exactly what you want and you've waited so long for it and you finally get it and it's exactly it and it's all you've ever wanted. That's kind of like what it's like getting my car now, which I'm so happy about. But having car salesmen sell you things is fucking terrifying because I know nothing about cars. Like, nothing. I know they drive. I know they have steering wheels. I know you need to fill them up every so often with fuel and you should check your tires and oil. That's all I know. So this dude's trying to sell things about the car to me and I have no clue what he's talking about. But because you're an adult and you're a proud adult, you're like, hey, man, I'm 24, almost 25. I know what you're talking about. So you pretend you know what they're actually talking about when you have no clue. So he's got the contracts out in front of me. I'm going through them, nodding like a fucking idiot. Like, oh, yeah, this is good. Oh, yep, cool. I know what this word means. In your head, you're going, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I got no, what? That is a lot. He'll lay out a contract, said, yep, just read over that. I'm like, mate, this is going to take me can I get this on Audible? Because I've got no idea how I'm going to read this in this tiny amount of time. So you try and scrape through. Lucky enough, I cheated and I ended up bringing my old man with me because he probably knows more than me. But you kind of have to act like you know what you're doing. And you think about that and you realize that is almost 90% of what being an adult is. You're just pretending you knew what's going on. Like, does anybody really 100% know exactly what is going on? Because I don't. I have no idea. Half the time I'm walking around life like thinking I've got all the ideas when I'm clueless. Like, it's crazy. And the terrifying thing is everyone else is like that. So bringing it back to like the human race again, we've advanced so much, yet none of us know what's going on. Like, honestly, if someone asked you, hey, what's going on in, how much do you know about the logistics of buying a car? I don't know much. I'm pretty, nothing. I just know I have my money, this car, and if I use money to buy the car, I win. That's how I picture being an adult for me. It's like that. Yeah. Well, now everyone knows I'm an idiot. Well, if you didn't know that already. Oh, man. I needed that. Far out. Already at the end, too. Jeez. I've still got so much stuff there. It's the perks of for those of you who didn't see that, I've actually got a book full of notes of stuff that I'm reading. I should release this as a novel because it's just every time I get an idea now. And you know what? If anyone is listening, I would like implore you to do exactly the same thing. Buy a notebook, any idea you have, just write it down, because it really, you read through them and you just laugh. You laugh at yourself. Even if you think you're not a funny person, I guarantee you everyone has a funny thought at least once or twice. So go through it, have a look, have a think about what items of clothing you have that look like an animal. What a ramble. God, I got that one out. This is really going to annoy me to edit too, because the camera's probably all yellow and gross. Anyway, guys, that is episode 12? Yeah, I think 12. That's episode 12. Far out. Yes, anyway, we got some podcasts lined up soon around having other people on. I really want to have other people on. It's the whole reason I got into podcasting. I kind of just do these as like a bit of a therapy to myself, so I can just talk freely and, let you guys into the wonderful world of my brain. But yeah, I hope that was a good half hour for you. But if you're having a pretty rough day, I hope these things made you took your mind off it. If you're having a fucking great day, well, good for you. I had a good day today. But yeah, as I always say, if I'm driving to work with you, have a fantastic day, guys. If I am not driving to work with you, I'm driving you home. Have a bloody good afternoon. Take the dog for a walk. He probably needs one. And if it's your weekend, just have a good weekend. Go out with your mates. Smack them on the ass. See what happens. Make sure it's your mate, though. But overall, guys, be positive. Try and get through this hectic life. Nobody really knows what they're doing, so just do your best. And yeah, gang, have a great time. Peace out.